Everywhere buzzed few hours ago as nobody expected what happened in Arise TV. Arise News set on fire few hours ago amidst the show that was ongoing between Reuben Abatti and Rufai of Arise News. They are on a live show, but Reuben Abatti did a terrible thing few hours ago. He shot Rufai up and nobody expected it. This have caused a big blow in the show. Nobody ever expected that Rufai can be shot up by Reuben Abatti, because Rufai is always known to be saying the truth, and this happened amidst the issue of the protest against Tinubu thing, the protest that will be coming up on August 1. That happened amidst the protest because Rufai was on an argument due to the protesting and all, but Reuben Abatti shot him. So let us stay connected to the end of this video. You will see, show yourself. You will see how everything goes. Arise News set ablaze few hours ago. So if you can share the video, just do it to share it. Share to different social media platforms. Let it go viral. And if you can share it, just like it as you're watching. Like it, give it a thumb up. So that will be recommended for us. Just stay connected. Okay, back again.
Welcome you back to LAJUPOG Watch TV.
I don't have bad news for you today.
The home of religious gossip.
But you should leave the fight for Mohammed.
What is happening in the Christendom? Join now to make sense with LAJUPOG.
Hello my great and wonderful viewers, welcome you back to LAJUPOG Watch TV. For those of you coming across the channel for the very first time, ensure you click the red subscription button appearing on the video screen, and at the same time click the notification bell icon so that whenever we drop a new video in few hours time, YouTube will easily let you to know. Kasala was few hours ago on Arise News, and nobody expected what actually transpired in Arise News because they were running a very smooth show few hours ago. They were running a nice show as usual, and Rufai was agitating based on what Tinubu was trying to do, how Tinubu wanted to stop the protest, and Rufai was giving reasons why Tinubu cannot stop the protest, because the protest is actually the fundamental human right of all Nigerians, since it's a peaceful protest. It's not more the news that Rufai is a well-respected and highly reputable journalist as far as Nigeria is concerned. Rufai of Arise News and Sheo Kimbali of Chinese television, they've been the two most reputable journalists that will always come out to call a spade, and they will never come out to sugarcoat the truth. They will always say the way it is, and they don't want to know maybe it offends anybody or anybody pick offense based on what they said, and they be giving the politicians in Nigeria back-to-back blows and all, and that is what's been happening. And Reuben Abatti and Rufai, they used to have clashes at times on a Arise TV show at times, but it's not that obvious. But today on was very obvious. There's a serious backlash on a live show from Reuben Abatti, and Rufai couldn't take it. So I would like us to take content to the end of this video, because I'm going to be playing you the video now. You will see what actually led to it, and Rufai was actually pissed off. So if you can share this video, just do it to share it. Share to different social media platforms. Let it go viral, and if you can share it, just like it as you're watching it, like it, give it a thumb up so that it will be recommended for us. It's normally known that Nigerians have been mobilizing themselves, and they're trying to stage a protest, and the protest is set to commence from August 1 to August 10. And the main reason why Nigerians are actually protesting is because there is high in price of community law goods in market. Normal average man cannot buy food in the market again. If you earn 100,000 naira in Nigeria, you will still go hungry. You won't be able to afford 2 square meals in your house, and that is what a lot of people are getting for, because a lot of people are actually shouting that they've been hungry since last year. Since when Tinubu got into power, a lot of people have been shouting they've been hungry, but yet this administration did not see to it. Tinubu came out and made it known to the general public that Nigerians should pass through these baby steps of suffering and all. They never see it as if people are actually dying of hunger, because they live in their luxurious lifestyle in the Aso Rock chamber, and their families are being placed in higher positions in the Aso Rock chamber. Then the office of the first daughter, the office of the first son, and the office of the first lady. These offices are not constitutional, but Tinubu imposes it on all Nigerians, and the implication of it is that they're using your money and your money to fuel all those offices and all. Now they said they should remove governor's price and all the price of the governors, people in government and all, but yet they said they're not going to reduce it, and things are hiking up in the country. They're coming out and telling us that Nigeria did not have money, and that is the reason why a lot of Nigerians are aggrieved, and they want to show their grievances by coming out to stage a peaceful protest. Now they do everything possible to just discourage them so that the protest will not hold, but Nigerians are not holding back, because people are actually hungry, even to the extent that the daughter of Tinubu came out, and when the daughter of Tinubu came out, she said a lot of trash outside for Nigerians. She was telling Nigerians not to come out for protest. He said they should wait in around 3 years years after our father have used 3 years in office, that is when Nigerians can actually come out to protest. Now tell me, 4 years administration, when the government used 3 years, what's remaining? The remaining year is just for them to prepare for a new election, and that is when someone's daughter, Tinubu's daughter, coming out and saying that Nigerians can only protest when it is 3 years of Tinubu in office. Where is it in Nigeria constitution? Nigerians can actually protest from day one that Tinubu gets into office. They have the right to do that. It's their fundamental human right according to subsection 40 of the 1999 constitution. And that is what is happening in Nigeria right now. Now, Rufai was giving the daughter of Tinubu and Tinubu back-to-back backbones in a live show, and Reuben Abatti hijacked it and shot Rufai up, and this pissed Rufai off few hours ago. So just to connect to the end of the video, if you can share the video, just share it, and if you can share, just like it as you're watching it. I'll come back as I show you the video.
It doesn't look easy to the common eye, but somebody can do it.
Just to pick on your point,
Yes.
in fact, a no to protest happened in Abuja yesterday. A group of protesters protested against these protests.
Yes.
They were on the street in Abuja again. So just to pretty much to allude to your point. But let me come to you, sir. In all of this, you have stayed with the PDP and supported the PDP. But the grounds a lot of people have with the PDP is this. They too have not provided a viable opposition and a solution. The party as we speak today, people say is dead, has no pangs. Only recently, today, we're talking about Jacob Zuma in South Africa, that the ANC has dealt with him. But today, people like them Wiki, with all they did against your party and your presidential candidate chance, is going scot-free. In fact, he still owns the party in the back pocket. A lot of shenanigans has gone through in the party. We don't even know if Atiku Abubakar is going to say he wants to run it, which a lot of people will say maybe he shouldn't try it because you can see what has caused the diversion in the party. So we've not even had a viable alternative. A viable solution. The PDP is dead today as it's in disarray. The same political party you hold there is dead as dodo. No pang. They've not made any position as regards even this protest.
You conceptualize what you know or the facts available to you. And for your conceptualization, you're right. I might have a different view. But PDP is not dead. It's sleepwalking.
Okay.
So it's kind of sleepwalking, but unfortunately, that sleepwalking in one direction is also leading it into some form of dictatorship. Because what you have just exemplified with Wike is a dictatorship. It's a young man who has followed me a long time, you know, and a group of people came asking me, Dan, why are you keeping quiet? This is a man who respects you very much. I said, yes, he does. Because when they had this their G4, G5, whatever meeting in Enugu, they were all in my house, and he insisted that he must, and they came. So he invited me to Port Harcourt. That's how I met this Team Fubara. And the kind of good words he used was exactly the good words Rotimi Amechi used introducing the same Wike to me when he was his chief of staff. So when this crisis started, you know, a couple of my friends from Rivers State said, Dan, please intervene. I said, I've not reached, since he became minister, I've not reached him. I have a tendency, when my friends and government, I don't call, I don't do anything. If you don't invite me, I don't come. And I thank God for that contentment. I don't care, you could stay there for 8 years. When you come out, I say, hi, Reuben, are you out? You're welcome. I'm still where you left me. So he hadn't called me, but a couple of governors who are very close to him and me, apparently he's talking to me through them. Because with the crisis in Port Harcourt, I know 2 or 3 governors have been calling me this, and I tell them, tell him to come to Enugu and let us talk, because there are things he told me about this young man. What has changed? And I don't want to comment on that any further, because I think it's sub judice now. A lot of things are in the court. So it's unfortunate. Whether he wanted to do what Tinubu did in Lagos and still holding for 26 years, one man has held a state. And you can see the process again in this country.
But now in the last, since 2019,
yes,
pretty much, he's been a major funder of the PDP. He had a hold on the party, even dial back before even 2019, because you can see so much hold that the person he tried to put in there as presidential candidate that never sailed through, Tambawa, now became the person that he feels betrayed him. So he's had a hold all through, but now he has consolidated the party and is now playing them like a game of tumbo as we speak.
Well, I wouldn't agree with you completely.
Why can't
You may have.
Why can't he be disciplined?
Discipline for doing what? For expressing his view? No.
Anti-party activity, directly working against the
is he the
political
only one who
party?
has conducted anti-party activity?
So why can't all of them be disciplined?
In which party has anybody been disciplined?
Really?
Yes, tell me which party.
So that's a justification for not disciplining Wike.
Let us not jump into one conclusion from another.
Okay.
There's one fundamental law in the Constitution of Nigeria. If you move from your party to another party, you resign, you lose your office. Have you heard of anybody being charged?
But there's also
Excuse me.
There's also party supremacy.
Sorry?
There's also party supremacy.
That is, what I call poetic language.
There's also party supremacy. So
That's
party supremacy is poetic language.
Well, it's poetic because nobody enforces it.
So
what you don't enforce does not exist.
So you support political party
I don't need to.
Anybody can work against the political party.
Don't make a fallacy of generalization.
Okay.
If you're in a system and you want to change that system, the best way is not to run away or to castigate that system. Try to make people understand you. What Wike did was he had ambition to be president of Nigeria. Let me give this short story. And he came down to the east. He spoke with me. And I told myself, when Pius Anyin came to my house, I said, you need courage to be, this is not a local government affair. You need first courage and you need finance. To be president of Nigeria, you must have kept 10 billion somewhere. He said you doesn't have a dime. I said, my friend, this is not a family affair. We're talking of presidency of Nigeria. You have to be serious about it. And he looked at me and said, if there's little money you have to give your family food, don't go and waste it. You're talking about trying to run the affairs of 200 million people. So when Wike came, and I asked him one or two questions, then the southern governors had met at Asaba to say that a southerner should come up as a candidate. And when I looked at all the southerners, I thought he was the one who had courage. And I supported him. On television, everywhere, I supported him.
You supported him for president?
For president, yes. So when he lost, then he flew into Enugu. We had dinner. And I said, you have lost. He said, yes, sir. Why don't you allow Atiku to go? He said, no. That if Atiku had obeyed what the party said, that he shouldn't have run, and he would have emerged. I said, but there was something wrong, which I didn't think you noticed. Two of your very close friends in the so-called G5 Governors Forum, Enugu governor was chairman of the zoning for party offices, and he cleverly zoned the chairmanship to the north. And the governor of Benue State was chairman of zoning for elective office, and he hadn't the courage to zone it to the south. Went you there, what did you do? And he bent his face down. He said he didn't call to his mind. I said, that's political naivety. Because if they had had courage to zone it to the south, it would have been easier for him to put that article.
Okay, Chief Ulasi, let's talk about the protests.
Yes.
Which have already started and which people have given us the official date of August 1. What will you say to President Tinubu? What will you say to the protesters? You say, yes, people have grievances, but do you think that these protests, in the long run, there's still something that can be done about it? Will you join the traditional rulers, the clerics, the imams, who have all been appealing to Nigerians not to go to the streets?
You see, Reuben, my feeling is that you don't go from fire pan to fire. We're already at a very dangerous age, at the precipice. If the appeal being made by the president and governors and traditional rulers who suddenly woke up from sleep, they don't know what the problems are in Nigeria. I don't think any of these traditional rulers are here. They live in luxury, in stupendous luxury. I don't think even the people they rule, they don't know how poor they are, how hungry they are. Because if they did, they would have, about 6 months ago, started ordinarily advising government. Advising. Today, here a group of traditional rulers went to Buhari to say, our people are hungry, please do something about it. Suddenly, because the people want to express their view, they all suddenly became patriotic Nigerians. That is not the issue. The people protesting are not anti-Nigerian. They're just saying we are hungry. We want to emphasize to tell people that we're hungry. That's what protest is all about. And like I said when I started, every protest is about unresolved grievance. the grievance of stomach infrastructure. That is the summary of the protest. Because when I go to my village, I come from a very privileged town in this country, that many people are very comfortable. But today I go to New, if I go in with X amount of money, I'll eventually look for money to go back. That tells me that there's a serious problem. That is a serious problem. If my town could have that kind of problem, I then imagine what is happening all across this country. So protest becomes inevitable. But the way you handle it, because I don't know whom the letters are, but somebody had come up, a senior advocate, saying he's representing the protesters. So government should use day and night to sort out this problem so that it does not escalate. Nobody anticipates what is going to happen. But this is a country, like I said, it's not a function of statistics. Anything can happen. People can undermine, people can infiltrate it and use it for their own selfish interests. Because looking at what happened recently in Kenya, I don't want that to happen in my country.
But if you say that Tinubu may be the one being strategic, because Tinubu is usually described as a strategist, political strategist, what could be his strategy to organize his own protest to achieve what objective?
You know why I said this? There are a couple of people, very top people. When I told them that Tinubu will be president of Nigeria, they swore with their parents' life that he's not going to make it. This, that. I said, this person, have you been able to speak with him and know where he's coming from? He said, who is this? He didn't go to school. I said, I'm not interested about going to school and not going to school. Going to school is different from having common sense. And when you see somebody who has common sense, you know that common sense is not common. That this guy knows Nigeria.
I hope I have common sense.
You better pray that you do.
Otherwise, I would not have to be waking up early in the morning to come and talk.
The word is common and sense.
What's the definition?
If I'm able to explain you properly to your own advantage and understanding, that is common sense.
Even if I do shenanigans, it's common sense?
Well, that shenanigan rests with you. Because the spoken word is the evaluation.
Is Tinubu a common sense?
Because he has dared to. You know what he's doing today? He didn't start it overnight.
What is he doing today?
And what I mean, what he's doing today, from the time he became a senator, a governor to being president, it wasn't a dream overnight. He had anticipated even as a poor man, probably, God, I want you to do something for me. You know, you dream and you put in prayers for your dream to come to reality.
Okay, couple of things.
Yes.
So, based on your words, a man that lost in a contest where he says he was going to work with his party if he loses, went ahead to disrupt and destroy his party. There's a justification to it based on your context. Secondly, a man that when he came in took two big decisions that destroyed the economy, because you're saying 8 years of Buhari was terrible. Well, President Tinubu also compounded it based on terrible economic decisions, floating the naira, removal of subsidy at the same time, which against his advisors is a star boy, based on what you're saying. How do you reconcile those parts? And I'm happy you talked about Chief Ayaan Payasai. I would have thought what Ayaan Payasai did recently was more noble, by deciding to full on go to join the APC, so we know where he is. But as of today, the man you're calling a hero, Wike, that destroyed his party, still remains in the party he's destroyed, and still frolics with the APC, and still destroys the party internally, and fighting with the governor of the party. So there are justifications for you, right? So when you say common sense by these two scenario definition is the fact that when you don't get your way, scatter it or use other crooked means to be able to get your way according to the Nigerian system. That's justification of common sense, right?
You know, let me tell you something. If I'm able to convince you to be stupid, you should be blaming yourself, not me. That's what I call common sense. If I'm able to use you to destroy yourself, destroy what you believe in, you're a very stupid person, not me.
So that's a justification?
Oh, yes.
So that's a justification for Nigerians?
No, excuse me.
For a political party?
Look at all political processes in this country. What happened in 1951 with Zik at the Western House of Assembly? What happened with Zik and S.G. Koku's son in Enugu House of Assembly? There are, stories.
There are many stories.
So what I'm telling you, there's nothing he did that was new.
The Yaloja, some people will say it's a family affair.
Yes.
What do you expect her to see? But there are different perspectives. There are people who are supporting the protest. There are people who are opposing the protest. And our concern is very legitimate. You know, and the times are different. I don't agree with the comparison with Pelewura. Pelewura, 1865.
It's almost the same time.
Don't interrupt me.
Yes.
1865 to 1951, she was a fish trader, you know, in Lagos. And this was during the nationalist season. And she led the protest against taxation. She led the protest later of market women. And she helped with others to form the Lagos Women's Market Association in 1920. That National Lagos Women's Association, Market Women's Association, when she died in 1951, Abibatu Mogaji, the grandmother of this same lady, took over and she was in charge. Now she's the one, the granddaughter, the president's daughter that is in charge. In other words, I'm saying different times call for different interventions. Whatever you may say about what she has said, look, it's within her right.
Yes.
She's a citizen. So whether she's the president's daughter or not is totally immaterial. It's a point of view. And that will not probably stop those who say the protest must go on because it is a legitimate right to protest.
Yeah,
it's a constitutional right.
Thank you for staying connected, my great and wonderful viewers. You can see what actually transpired in Arise News few hours ago. Nobody actually expected that such a thing can actually happen in Arise News. You know, Rufai OSENI was talking about the daughter of Tinubu. You know, the daughter of Tinubu came out to Monoyan. She came out to Opatayan, and what she said actually sparked up a lot of reactions because she came out in the market square, talking to the market women and telling them to talk to their children not to come out for protest. Now, the question that a lot of Nigerians are actually asking Tinubu's daughter is, who is Tinubu's daughter referring to as children? Because according to the protest on ground from August 1 to August 10, it's not only limited to Nigerian youths. A lot of Nigerians, hungry Nigerians, the protest is for hungry Nigerians. Now, is it the hungry Nigerians that Tinubu's daughter is referring to as children and all? That's the question that Nigerians are asking Tinubu's daughter. They're calling Tinubu's daughter out for apology, but no apology is being tendered and all. And that's what Rufai OSENI was actually deliberating on in that very place. He was talking about the fact that Tinubu's daughter should go back to the father. He should go and meet his father to tell the father that Nigerians are hungry. He needs to do something about the hunger that is on rampage on Nigerians. And you know, Tinubu's daughter is not in position to come out to tell Nigerians when to protest and who is to protest and who they should protest against. She's not having the fundamental right. Nigerians have the right to protest anytime they wish to protest. Since it's a peaceful protest, they have the right to do so. And that is what Rufai was saying. Those are the points that Rufai was trying to buttress, but Reuben Abatti actually hijacked it in that very place. You know, Rufai was comparing Tinubu's daughter to the former Iyaloja of Lagos and all. You know, the former Iyaloja have a very good reputation and she had a very good legacy before she died. And you know, Rufai OSENI was saying something that Tinubu's daughter that is now the present Iyaloja should learn from that woman. She should learn from what that woman did before she died and all. He said for Tinubu's daughter to come out and be threatening Nigerians on their right is not called for. And that was what Rufai OSENI was saying in that very place when Reuben hijacked it. And you know, Reuben was saying something and Rufai was trying to correct him, but he shut Rufai up in that very place. And a lot of Rufai lovers, they have been raging on different media platforms. They're saying what Reuben did is not called for and what Reuben did wasn't adding up at all. Because Rufai actually used his maturity to just ensure that everything just died down in that very place. I remember that some other people, they will still extend the matter on that very show. That was what happened because the moment he shouted on Rufai went down, like he stopped talking. He never said anything regarding the stuff again, and he allowed this topic to finish before they moved to the next subject, before he actually added his contribution again and all. And you know what the protest of Nigeria now is going to cause is causing it already, because a lot of people are actually saying that the protest is a normal protest and it's not a violent protest, but Nigerian government are actually saying as if Nigerians are coming to meet them with war, and that is why they're doing everything possible to sabotage the plan of the people, to sabotage the protest and to ensure that the protest did not stand. Now Nigerians are saying, if they are hungry, did they not have the right to cry out that they're hungry again? Will they be hungry and be smiling? Will they be hungry and be saying that they're okay? Those are the questions that Nigerians are asking Tinubu, because they played out the video of Tinubu when Goodluck was still in power, where Tinubu was mobilizing the youth and all Nigerians to stage a Occupy Nigeria protest against Goodluck Jonathan back then, and nobody stopped them. Goodluck never stopped them, and they did all those things amidst the fact that fuel skyrocketed to around 85 naira from 65 naira now. The same fuel in the regime of Tinubu is around 1,300 now, from 240 naira that it is now. And the people are coming out and staging protests. They said they want to stage a protest because the irregularities in the price of commodity of goods and the high in prices of commodity of goods in market, and even the hyperinflation and the economy downfall and the cost of governance that is not being cut short, and all the people are tired of it, and they coming out, they say no, enough is enough, we've endured enough. Will that be a problem to Tinubu? So why is it that they're doing everything possible to sabotage the effort of Nigerians? Why is it that they're trying to suppress the voice of the people? Because according to report, that was how they suppressed the voice of the people, through their voting in the election in 2023. They suppressed the voice of the people through election and all. They never allowed the vote of the people to count, because there were voters intimidation, there were voters suppression, and there were voters intimidation and voters bullying. Everything took place in Nigeria under age voting. They suppressed the voice of the people. There were allocation of votes and all. It was very obvious. The video circulated on the Twitter space and all. Now the same thing, the same suppression is what they're trying to do now. Protest is another voice for the people. The people can actually express their voice and their pain through protest again. The way they express it through voting, they never allowed the votes to count back then. Now they're coming out to protest. Now they still don't want the voice of the people to come out. What is the problem of Nigeria? Drop your opinion in the comment section of this video regarding what Reuben said to Rufai and the way Reuben actually shut Rufai up, and the present situation of Nigeria and the protest that is upcoming. Drop your opinion in the comment section of this video, so I'm gonna take it and that thing ready for you. And sure, follow me on my social media handles on Facebook at LAJUPOG TV and LAJUPOG Entertainment, and on Instagram at LAJUPOG. Guess what, guys? See you in my next video. Bye for now.
I see the hot for my body, I say make I yarn you. Religious gossip plenty day for body. Pastor with the line on top, he pastor. For LAJUPOG watch TV. Pastor with the bar, where politician with the do pass himself. Corrupt leader, why you with the for church? All as LAJUPOG watch TV.